Thank you very much for coming to my presentation. I'm Yoshimi Kada. I'm currently teaching at Toyo University. Okay. I'd like to start my presentation. Okay. In 1994, I went to the US to study abroad. I dream of immersing myself in the English environment by socializing with many American students or people, and also many international students from other countries. Arriving at the airport, the first place I went to was the ESL program of the university. The ESL building back then was located in the outskirts of the university campus, right here. Then it was a one-story wooden barrack, a very old building. It was built right next to a big, quiet track field. And it seems that the building was quite separated from the other buildings where all the local or American students were studying. After taking some English test and finishing some paper procedure, the next place I went to was the university dormitory. This is the dormitory. And again, I dream of living with many American students or many international students from other countries. But it was 1994. There were so many Japanese international students living there. And after the long flight, surrounded by many Japanese international students, I felt, is this ikimaryugaku or what? You know. And also I felt as if I was living on a small, isolated island. Separate from the main campus and also the local or international English-speaking communities. In such a living environment, I soon realized that target language-mediated socializing opportunities cannot automatically be taken for granted, and also I would need to explore the opportunities with strong agency. Having that experience, I started to have strong interest in international students or other language learners socializing in the host country or in other social context. And I studied myself in the US for 7 years and finishing a master's program, doctoral program. Soon after finishing those programs, I came back to Japan and I started to teach at a Japanese private universities in Western Tokyo. There, I worked on some research on different topics, but from 2010, I started to explore international students' target language-mediated socializing by conducting some studies. And from 2010, I decided to enter a doctoral program once again to explore the issue further as my second dissertation research. And today, I'd like to share some of the findings from this research. In this study, I adapted some conceptual theories as a conceptual framework, and the first two are the main ones. I perceived international students improving their English skills by actually using it in a variety of specific situations as their straighted learning or as their straighted target language learning. And I decided to perceive their socializing places as affinity space. Affinity space is a concept introduced by prominent sociolinguist James Poji. He defined it as a place or set of places where people can affiliate with others based primarily on shared activities, interests, and goals, not shared race, class, culture, ethnicity, or gender. So this definition implies that people in the affinity space, people with different backgrounds can be connected together through their shared goals, interests, and activities. In this study, I set up 4 research questions, and today I'd like to share some findings on the first 3 research questions. Research question 1. How do international students construct their own target language-mediated socializing opportunities in their affinity spaces? 2. What factors promote or prevent construction of international student target language-mediated socializing opportunities in the host country? 3. How does international students' target language-mediated socializing impact on their target language learning and personal development? I collected data from 9 research participants. 6 of them are Japanese undergraduate students with study abroad experiences. while 3 of them were Japanese international students who had been studying abroad in English-speaking countries when I collected data. From the former group, I collected data in short period of time, while from the latter group, I collected data longitudinally, spending about 5 months to 1 year and 8 months, respectively. From the former group, I collected data by pre-survey, informal interview, social network map, and reflection writing. From the latter group, in addition to these 4 research techniques, I also collected data by diary writing. Since I collected data longitudinally from some research participants, I decided to call this study a longitudinal straight qualitative study. And since I collected some different type of qualitative data, I practiced triangulation of different types of data. And since I got a lot of data, spending about 2 years, I decided to utilize a qualitative data analysis software named MaxQDA. And using this software, I did a hierarchical coding of the data. Now I'd like to share some findings. First, findings on research question 1. How do international students construct their own target language-mediated socializing opportunities in their affinity spaces? The first thing I found about this on this research question was that international students were living in dynamically changing social environment, and actually all these different factors created such environment. For example, the timing of international students arriving at and leaving the host country was different. The composition or number of ESL classmates changed significantly in each session. There were class reshuffle even during one session. Once their class schedule changed, the people they socialized with totally changed. Not only within the classroom context, people or the international students socialized with changed dynamically in other social contexts, including international cafe accommodation or while they're going out on weekends. So in such a dynamically changing social environment, it was found that international students were developing their social networks in 3 different patterns, not only gradual, but also seen or loose and click. Before collecting data, I was expecting the first socializing pattern, but I was not really expecting the last 2. So I'd like to share some example, referring to some cases on these 2 socializing patterns. First, some example of seen or loose connections. The first case I refer to is Kenji's. Kenji is a Japanese international student who studied in UK. He said he participated in sports activities offered by the university once a week, every Tuesday. The university offered many different kinds of sports activity, but he chose ping pong, table tennis. And he always played ping pong with one British male student. And in the pre-survey, he described the British student as his only local friend. Every time they meet in the ping pong place, Kenji felt quite comfortable to socialize with a British student, but he did not know his name throughout the semester. He was still loosely connected with the student, but once they meet, they felt quite comfortable during the socializing. The next case is Aki. Aki also studied in the UK. She lived in the dormitory. And she mentioned in the interview that she frequently had attended parties in the dormitory in a big shared kitchen space. And she mentioned that she was allowed to back out of the parties at the last minute. She mentioned it was okay in UK, but she was never allowed to do it in Japan. People invited anyone they met outside to the parties. For example, some local students they played soccer with. So the attendees of the parties were not very familiar with each other's name, but they really enjoyed the socializing when they meet in the party context. So certainly loosely connected, but they socialize quite comfortably. Next one is clicking socializing pattern. Yeah, it was found that some international students were developing their comfortable relationship in a relatively short time. For example, Ren, who studied in Australia, he said he developed cozy relationships with two Chinese ESL students in less than 3 weeks. Yuri, on the other hand, she studied in UK also. She said she developed comfortable relationship with her Korean housemate in less than 1 week. Some students also even developed their comfortable relationship in the moment. For example, Machiko, she felt she studied in the US. She felt quite uneasy on the airplane, but as soon as seeing the host mother at the airport, Machiko was able to have a sense of security and clicked in the moment with the host mother and also her other host family members. And throughout the semester, she maintained such a good relationship with them. So in those 3 different socializing patterns, it was found that each of the international students co-constructed their target language-mediated affinity spaces in different social contexts of accommodation, on and off campus, and also on mobile phone SNS, through these social practices or social activities. Chatting, having conversations, having dinner together, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarette, and having party, doing sports together, going to different places together, such on and on. Okay. The next result is the findings on research question 2. What factors promote or prevent construction of international students' target language-mediated socializing opportunities in the host country? Yeah, through the coding of the data, I was able to come up with many different both preventing and also promoting factors of their target language-mediated socializing with other international students and locals. And for more detailed information, please refer to tables 3 and 4 on the handout. And those different types of factors were able to be grouped into one of these 4 categories: situational or environmental factors, other people's factors, the international students' own factors, and also relationally co-constructed factors. This result shows that indicated that international students' target language-mediated socializing opportunities are ecologically co-constructed. It is not just their strong English learning motivation or high English proficiency which promoted their socializing. They were ecologically co-constructed. And analyzing the data further, it was found that many factors grouped into the first 2 categories may be further beyond the control of the international students, him or herself. While many factors grouped into the last 2 categories were more within the control of the international students. And even though this is a qualitative study, I decided to count the number of each semantic segment data grouped into each of the categories. And as a result, I found that in the study abroad context, there are many preventing factors which may be beyond the control of the international students, but at the same time, there are many promoting factors which may be controllable with the international students' own agency. Next, findings on research question 3. How does international students' target language-mediated socializing impact on their target language learning and personal development? As a result of the data analysis, it was found that international students were able to improve different aspects of their target language skills or abilities, and also they were able to have more confidence in using speaking English and having new awareness of the language. And not only that, they were able to achieve personal development, having strong agency, having the spirit of challenge, the ability to respond on the spot, etc. Sometimes students coming back from their studying abroad, they look totally different person. Maybe that is attributed to their personal development. educational implications. Yeah, I was able to have these kind of findings, and all these findings or information should be useful or helpful for three different groups of people. Educational institutes or instructors who accept or who teach international students, or international students themselves, or prospective international students themselves, and also locales like a student assistant or host families who have opportunities to socialize with international students. These findings, this information should help them expand their socializing opportunities, or should help them support international students expanding their socializing opportunities. So the information can be shared with them in different ways. For example, to the educational institute or instructors, my dissertation papers are books, I hope I can write it. It will be shared. And also to the international students, the information can be shared in class orientation or lecture class activities or small group discussions, homework. And this will, to the locales, the information can be shared through lecture or workshop, which can be offered before they start their jobs or their service. Today I was not able to share much detailed data, but this study has a lot of narrative data. So I hope this kind of data, qualitative data, will help them reflect how they can socialize more effectively. Okay. Now conclusion. I was able to submit my dissertation to the university this March, and now I'm very struggling to write some papers and also a book proposal about the research. I'm really struggling. Even though I was able to complete my dissertation research, I'd like to continue to explore the research topic as my life's work because of two reasons. The first reason is changes in the study abroad situation. Actually, when I finished collecting data, all the data, and started writing data in January 2020, honestly, I felt I got a whole picture of the research subject. But suddenly, COVID-19 pandemic occurred and changed the whole situation of the study abroad program. For example, all the lessons became online, and even after the pandemic, the online study abroad program is very popular for some people. So the changing situation gave me a new research question on the topic. For example, how international students construct their own socializing opportunities online. So I'd like to explore those new research questions I came up with. And also, the second reason is some students' difficulty in socializing with other students face-to-face, especially after COVID-19 pandemic. Some students, including international students, or some people, having a difficulty in socializing with other people going through the pandemic, or some people even feel lonely, not having much socializing opportunities. And I think, I believe that the findings of this research can be applied to all of their cases, and the findings will help them reflect how they can expand their socializing opportunities, or how they can socialize more effectively with other people, many other peoples. So that is my that's all for my research. And again, thank you very much for coming to my presentation. I'm very happy to be able to have a great audience. Okay, thank you.